Hey everyone, this is Relic42, and I'm here to talk about the new game type added to Halo 4, Halo Legendary Slayer, requested by the community because they've wanted a classic playlist for quite some time now, and this playlist is basically given by 343 to fill the needs of those players. This video is just to go over my personal opinions on the playlist and to show everyone else how it plays, and go over some pros and cons of it and give it my final opinion in the end. So right off the bat, if you notice in the beginning, it's up to 50 kills. Every kill counts as a point, like it did in Halo 3 and Halo 2. And there is no secondary weapon. Everybody starts with an assault rifle, 2 grenades, the high explosive tactical package, and a support upgrade where you can pick grenades up off of dead bodies. Now, the first talking point is that people were disappointed when they heard that there wouldn't be a secondary weapon off of spawn, or even BR starts for this. And the way I see it, the assault rifle isn't as it is in Halo 3 or Halo 3 anymore, because the way it performs in Halo 4 and its buff, it doesn't act like the Halo 3's pea shooter, or should I say act like a popcorn machine. It rips through the enemy shields, and with the inclusion of sprint in this, it allows you to quickly go from place to place to get a weapon such as the battle rifle or the assault or the rocket launcher. I actually don't even know if that was the battle rifle spawn. I just found it there. I'm going to get into weapon spawns in a minute. But as far as secondary weapon goes, people are saying that they should include the Magnum, and I believe that the assault rifle in this, with the way that Halo 4 plays, and then trying to turn it into a Halo 3/Halo 2 arena-like game, it performs quite well, and the secondary weapon isn't needed. You face off against one guy. Oh, that's one thing I should say. With Sprint, many people were disappointed that Sprint would still be included, and I think that people were fearful of that because it would slow down the game type, as in people would run away and they would get out of your line of sight, where mostly in Halo 3, Halo 2, and Halo 1, people would just face off against each other until the death, until one person died, and then they would move on to the next one. With this, I feel that Sprint doesn't really as much do that. I feel that it allows you to get to a weapon quicker, and then it gets you into the fight faster. It doesn't necessarily slow down the game type from what I've seen. People mostly just faced off against one another. There hasn't been really that much running away, per se. Up next, since I just picked up a shotgun, up next I wanted to talk about the weapon placement on the map. And I know since you're watching this, you may think that what I'm talking about only applies to Haven and Legendary Slayer, but it's applied to a couple maps, because I did play a couple of games before I recorded my gameplay of this in theater. Weapon placements, okay, right there, you see the plasma pistol. It's so small, and with the way that the Halo's dynamic rendering of light and shadows, a lot of weapons are placed in spots where it's dark, and depending on what your gamma settings are on your Tika, you may not see it just by walking by. You may have to trust your indicator popping up to tell you to pick up a weapon. Like, I've walked through the map a couple times. I only know off the top of know by heart now, just by playing, the spawns of the rocket launcher, the needlers, the plasma pistol, grenade spawns, that concussion rifle. And if I mention Magnums, there's that. And, like, right there, that guy had a BR. I don't know where the BR spawned on this map, because I ran through multiple times, and I didn't see it at all. And I know, like, you'll just tell me, yo, you should memorize the weapon spawns. Well, like in Halo 3 or Halo 2, the weapons were, it was kind of obvious where they were, like their placement and stuff with the map design. It wasn't hidden, it was kind of out in the open, like, here, grab this. It was kind of like talking to you, here, grab this BR, here, take this rocket launcher. It was just me running through, like, right there to my left, there's going to be a sniper spawn there, and nobody in the game whatsoever had a sniper until a certain point where I picked it up, and I'm still trying to think in my head if that weapon placement was timed, or if somebody actually did pick it up, and I just didn't notice it before. I'm just gonna go off and assume that it's timed. I don't know if 343 has mentioned any of this in their updates, whether there are timed weapons as such. Maybe I should look into that instead of being an idiot, but yeah, it's just that is really my only con though, other than I would prefer to see them put in another addition to the Legendary Slayer playlist, including a including a BR start. I mean, I don't mind the assault rifle, and I said that it does get its job done, but I would like to see it play differently with the BRs, because with the assault rifles, it can turn into just a grenade spam fest, because you spawn with grenades, you know, throwing grenades across the map, and just assault rifles and melees anywhere, which is fun. I mean, me playing nonchalantly, that's fun, but I know people prefer having a sort of weapon that helps them dominate the map a little bit, instead of having the random chaos of assault rifles and grenades everywhere. But to sum up pretty much this new game type, yes, it does feel like Halo 3 and Halo 2. Maybe not completely to some, but there is a noticeable change. Of course, people are still going to complain about it, and there are going to be people who won't like it, but it's going to attract people who've been looking for a change in Halo 4, may bring back some people to give it another go, being like, oh yeah, so this does play like Halo 3/Halo 2, and, you know, they may even like the additions, like, oh yeah, I like having sprint compared to Halo 3 where I had to slowly trudge up the hill on high ground only to get lasered in the face. So yeah, so pros, removal of personal ordnance drops, including weapon drops on the map, one set loadout, everybody starting off at the same level instead of spawning with a BR or a carbine or a light rifle. It definitely gives it that classic feel. Cons, weapon placements being too unknown or like in the dark, where you may need to download the game type and look at it in its board, to play through the map various times to figure out where every weapon placement is, because of Halo 4's coloring and shadow system and how weapons can just blend in, especially the UNSC weapons, on some Forerunner flattening or dark spots in the shadows. And then just, I would like to see them include a BR start, just to see how it would play. If it doesn't play well, then I'll continue playing this. I mean, I am gonna continue playing this no matter what. I still play Halo 4. It does get me aggravated. It's not, I admit that it's not like, you know, up to par with the other Halos, but for a game that came out in this generation, it's admittedly fun. There's improvement to Forge, there's various things they tried with the multiplayer. It's never gonna capture that true Halo 2, Halo C, or Halo 3 feel, because the way I look at it is just a game of its own, or the way I look at all the Halo games is that each Halo game is a game of its own. Yes, it has Halo in the title, but they each play in a unique way. And so the way that Halo 4 plays on its own, it's alright. And for this playlist, I would give it a B or a B+. There's some things, I would like the weapon placements to be more obvious or better known, or more out in the open instead of hidden in the shadows. And that's pretty much it, and that's my personal opinion of it. And here's the end game of me just bringing up the score. My team didn't do so well. I mean, personally, I'm not that great at Halo, but apparently I was carrying and we were getting wrecked. And I finished positive 10 or whatever. But anyway, that's my opinion on the Legendary Slayer game type. I hope it all helps you out forming your own opinions if you want to go give it a try and give it your own evaluation. Or if you just prefer to watch me get shot in the face multiple times and me dying and laugh at me, because that's cool too. But anyway, I'm Relic42. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have